Oh, okay, Fafnir, out of there. Out of all of the Rise and Hypersphere bays that we have seen so far, the one that I think that we are most excited for is Lord SPRYZEN. And we waited, and waited, and waited, and now guys, it is finally out, and we're gonna unbox it. So, let's just get right into it. Before we move on to the unboxing though, if we could hit 1,000 likes on this video, that would be amazing. And also, hit the subscribe button because our new goal is 270,000 subscribers. But anyways, I actually went to my local Target and that is where I found the Lord SPRYZEN, and I also found Union Achilles A5. Pegasus was also supposed to come out this wave, but I didn't find it there, but I'll probably find it soon. So we're gonna skip through the box a little bit. Yeah, it's a normal Beyblade Burst Rise Hypersphere box. Hasbro does not do anything special with the boxes, and on the back we can actually see the stats for the Bay, but that doesn't really matter. Anyways, let's move on to the unboxing, and we're gonna start with the Rocktavor parts. So for Rocktavor, the performance tip is the Hypersphere version of Sting. We have seen this with Glyph Dragon, Ace Dragon, so it's not a new part, and it is orange. Now for the disc, we actually have a really old disc. We have Heavy, which came out 5 years ago for Takara Tomy. Yeah, it's one of the first discs that we have ever actually had in Beyblade Burst. And fun fact, it actually came out with the starter version of Ragnarok, so it is really old. And then moving on to the actual layer itself, it kind of reminds me of Gatorade because it has this yellow, black, and like purple look to it. It's a really weird color scheme, and it's a Cho Z or a turbo layer, so it is pretty old too. So overall, this combo is just pretty odd. But anyways, now we can move on to SPRYZEN itself. So starting off with the performance tip, we have TH21, which is the Hypersphere version of Dimension Dash. Now, of course, Dimension Dash had the different, modes. You can actually spin the tip of it, and you can have different modes, but it's Hypersphere, so we do not have that. But they kind of kept some of the same details, at least. But yeah, no mode change. For the disc, we have the Hypersphere version of Blitz. Now, we had this disc with Valtryek V5, so it's not a new disc or anything. But then again, for Takara Tomy, Spriggan and Valkyrie had the same disc. So it does make sense, and no, they didn't change anything here. It's the exact same thing. And now, guys, we can actually move on to the layer itself. Now, what was really cool about Lord Spriggan is that it had rubber, it had metal, and it was dual spin. So what exactly did Hasbro keep out of all these things? Well, as you could probably guess, no, there is no rubber, and no, there is no metal. But they kept the dual spin gimmick, which is pretty cool. But you can't really have a Spriggan without that anymore. There is no metal, but they did keep the shape. And overall, besides the silver that they used for the metal look being a little too, bright, I think it looks pretty good. I think they did a pretty good job moving it over from Takara Tomy to Hasbro. And the way that the dual spin gimmick works is that there's actually different little tab portions in the layer itself, which changes up how you connect the chip. And then moving on to the actual chip itself, there's really not that much to talk about. Yes, they kept the painted blue kind of middle portion, which was pretty cool. They could have made it like silver or something. That is kind of cool, and we do see the typical Spriggan S. Overall, really not that much to talk about other than the fact that they kept it pretty much the same. And so when we put the Bay all together, looking at it from the front, it looks like Lord Spriggan. Well, a couple of details being a little off, but otherwise it looks like Lord Spriggan, but it's Hypersphere, so it's a little bit more narrow. It's definitely a lot lighter, and yeah, I'm pretty interested to see just how it works. So now, guys, I think it is time to move on to the test battles to try out Lord SPRYZEN and see if it is as overpowered as Lord Spriggan was, or if they toned it back a little bit. Let's move right on to the battles. Oh, huge hits on SPRYZEN. Looks like it's going to come down to stamina. Oh, big hit right there. And Ace Dragon is going to win that one. some hits. Which Spryzen is going to win that one. Alright, some decent contacts, although no bursting. Both of them just waiting, and the winner is going to be Spryzen with a survivor finish. Base circling around. Oh, a huge hit from Dragon. Oh, I think that really messed Spryzen up right there. Wow. It went along, yep, it went along the wall, came in, dealt a massive hit. Oh. Oh. Joker just got absolutely annihilated. Like a 2-hit burst. Oh my gosh. And part of it got launched out of the stadium. Yeah, it's crazy how for GT, Joker is so good, but for Hypersphere, it's so bad. Taking on Zone Luinor. Right versus left spin. Oh. Spryzen's already failing. It's going to be stamina. It's going to be close. But Zone Luinor is going to take that one. Oh, big hit. Spriggan's just chilling up at the top. Alright, it looks... Oh, another huge hit. And... Oh, okay then. I kind of thought Spryzen was going to win that one. But it didn't. Alright. Luinor just chilling up at the top. Comes in. Okay, it looks like this one's also going to come down to stamina. No major impacts here. And the winner is going to be... It's going to be close. Luinor. Luinor is barely going to be able to take that one over Spryzen. Alright, so I just put Spryzen into its left spin mode. We're going to see what happens. Alright, seems to be a little bit more aggressive, but probably not. Up against Glyph Dragon now. It looks like it's going to come down to a survivor finish. And the winner is going to be... Oh, it's going to be barely Glyph Dragon there. It's kind of crazy. For a series that they kind of cut down all the weight to make the bays burst easier, these bays really don't burst that much compared to the Takara Tomy stuff. But anyways... Oh, decent hits right there. Still, no burst. Stamina just cannot keep up. Spryzen, super off balance there. And it's just kind of falls right out of it. What? Does that mean Fafnir won? Does that mean it won? What happened? Oh, I'm going to have to find all those parts now. Oh, okay, Fafnir out of there. Yikes. Oh, decent contact. The and Spryzen is going to be able to win that with a burst finish. Alright, I think that's going to wrap up the battles, guys. Overall, Spryzen really did lose its balance quite a bit, and I think that was the main problem. Also, these Hypersphere bays, their stamina just really is not that good, so it was just not able to stay in the fight nearly as long as, say, Lord Spryggen would be able to. And that is going to wrap up the test battles, guys. Overall, what did you think of Lord Spryzen? In my opinion, it is definitely not as OP as Lord Spryggen was, but it is still pretty strong. It just lacks all of the metal, all of the rubber, so it really can't hit as hard, and it definitely bursts quite a bit easier. But I would definitely recommend you guys pick this up as soon as you find it, because it is probably one of my favorite Rise bays. And once again, I did find it at Target. Although, if you don't have a Target near you, I'm pretty sure it'll come to Walmart or something pretty soon. I'm going to be unboxing Union Achilles A5 pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But once again, we are trying to hit 1,000 likes on this video, and if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun, and bay away.